those watching this live stream. Absolutely no time to prepare whatsoever in regards to YouTube now in its format. Yeah. Normally there's a countdown. They don't even have that anymore, so that's perfect. Make sure everything is working and in order. Live chat activated. What do we have here? The notes. Oops, so they can fit on, or maybe not. Paper still soggy. Why is the paper always soggy when I come on down? Oh, fucking weird. Okay, so it seems to be working. People are slowly coming on. So this is a live stream, as in I'm talking real time, and people that comment, I can respond in real time compared to a live premiere. First of all, we've got Coco Gemini, which is a good username. Welcome. So I'm going to be responding back to the Kaden Pressy police call aftermath involving Justin Roy as well in some way. Some counterpoints, questions, own responses. Welcome, Linda Carlson. I think that's how you say the name, from Sweden. That's good to know. Don't come across many people from Sweden that watch the videos, with the exception there of one person I came across in the past, 2016, there from Sweden, at least, I believe. Brenda as well, welcome Brenda. Sharon, present. We got Jam. We got Jam as well, with the pink gloves. Oh boy, how do you say that name? We got Tracy, that's good to know. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to try and say your name, but it might not go well. Tracy Komonowski. Yeah. Maybe if I did a certain accent, it would work a bit better. I'm just going to allow a couple more people to join on in, and then I'll start properly. Okay. I've got to try and organise the lamps and lighting. See, Sharon, I know you can hear me. With the extensive lamps you have, could have provided a few around here. You know, would have made it a little bit more illuminated. LED lights, yeah, the ones that you did manage to put up, but in a tangle now. Great. Just work with what I've got. Right, so as long as I don't knock anything, it should be just fine. But for those that are currently present, feel free to let me know if the audio is somewhat okay. If the audio is somewhat okay, and you know, basically I've got I've got the notes here. Okay, that's all it is. Not much, to be honest. Not too much. But when we lock in, we'll get more serious. That hammer right next to me. Audio's good. The netting is casting like a little reflection on the side. I do have one more torch. There's not enough space. Why is there never enough space? You've got to spread those legs of the tripod. Right. I'm just going to pull myself in a little bit. Oh shit. And get this. I'll get this off because I was. No wig. No wig. Let's do this. Yes. And Robbie as well. So I guess it's worthwhile doing just a little introduction as to what's going to go down today or tonight, depending on where you are. And yeah. So of course this live stream is about the Noah Presgrove case. Almost like an aftermath of what went down yesterday. Okay. So, oh, we got Popsky. Welcome, Popsky. So, it's not so much what went down yesterday on YouTube, but maybe more so elsewhere, such as on Facebook. Saw some comments and references directed towards me, so I'm going to respond back. I've kind of like wrote it down in a way, almost quote or so. We got Mitch. Welcome, Mitch. I've got it bullet pointed in a specific order, and that's what we'll do. So, in terms of the chat last night, that was fine. That was good. Welcome to everyone else that's watching in the background right now. To have 30 people watching immediately like that, well, it's been a little bit late. Okay, I'm a bit of a naughty boy there. I was like 5-6 minutes late. That's not good. Andrea popping on in, welcome. The chat last night was fine, in my opinion. It wasn't that disruptive. I know there's some people in the background that could say, oh, because it's one-sided, the dark force has taken over the live chat and it's a complete mess now at the end of the world. See, this is the thing. People can jump to that conclusion, but what a lot of humans fail to realize is I was in a place in the past, in a different community, a different case, which was a complete disaster. Okay, so I know what really is dysfunctional. And in recent time, it doesn't compare to what it has been like in the past when it was worse with a different case. As a heads up, we've got a person called Wayne Ford. Welcome. Okay. As well, we probably saw recently some newer viewers popping on in for the first time on the channel, and maybe a couple of others that may have shown up vocally for the first time whilst watching in the past. Yeah, Sharon, can you adjust my hair, please? It's a bit of a mess. As fucking Hood has undone all the hard work as a shampoo, being consistent with that, of course, from an expert point of view. Anyway, Magic Mike. Okay, so that was like the oh boy. So that was like the first bullet point. So there was an interesting comment by Magic Mike yesterday. Now, some people may interpret Magic Mike as that performance actor, so where males end up undoing themselves. Now, I'm not about to do that myself. Don't worry. I'm just trying to unzip this thing. It's a bit jammed, a bit stuck. So we've got Christy. Welcome. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that. It's getting a bit cold. Nipples getting cold. Shit. So Magic Mike mentioned, I believe at some point, what I was looking at as for maybe a particular screenshot was going either off track or harming the discussion of some sort. I can't remember it word for word. We got Bodacious, welcome. See, what I included in last night's video was like a collection of stuff, starting off with the main theme and the newest material which has come about, looking at that, analysing, making sense of it. Linda, Swedish lurker. Ooh, mostly watching day after. Fair enough. That's good to know. Appreciate you watching. But the material that I included yesterday also included previous stuff as well, just to try and tell a story, provide a bit of a perspective, a timeline without maybe times. We got Brooke present, welcome, and maybe a new viewer, Broyond, saying hey, welcome. Oh shit, in chat, 42 people watching now. That's good. Okay. So in terms of, I probably can check the comment section out of the video that I did last night in a separate video. Okay, just to follow up and acknowledge any points of views, but I'll have to double check. I think roughly to do with the call that was done did occur in 2024, a vacation prior to the, I think, June 2024 interview. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, there is mention in the comment section. I will be acknowledging that again in a separate video. As for Facebook posts, probably going to jump in on that right now. When it comes to additional, thoughts or questions, that can be for later, okay, if people are still about. So there's a Facebook post to do with my video being shared on one of the pages, whether it be case discussion, seemed okay. And then I believe maybe one on the army page. Credit to the people that share my videos elsewhere. It's not by the request of myself, and I don't post myself, but for those that do share the videos, that's obviously a good thing. Spreads that awareness. It does make a big difference, definitely. I mean, just an example of it, the video that was uploaded last night, it's at like 1,400 views or so. The click-through rate is about 5 point something percent because the impression rate is at 11,000 plus, which basically means because my video performed well in a short space of time with the regular audience, it meant that YouTube was willing to push the video out there to a broader audience, and with all the comments and engagement within the video, the comment section, that it was pushed out there quicker by YouTube, the finger out, but the majority of people weren't willing to watch, hence why it's a lower click-through rate, but why it's higher in views in a shorter amount of time. So the YouTube algorithm somewhat working, it's just that the general population aren't interested as much in the Noah Presgrove case, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, it is a popularity contest, and there'll be other cases out there, a lot more high profile, a lot more popular, but equally important, like with the Noah Presgrove one, but they don't all get treated the same. So that's just a heads up as to, what's going on. And furthermore, that when it comes to some of this material, what we've been looking at, a bit more explosive, but when it's a bit more explosive, a lot more can come out of it, both good and bad. And at the moment, it's somewhat bad. What else do we have? I'm just catching up with the comments in between. Coco, love it when you use an American accent. Yeah, right, Coco Gemini. Probably going to be activating that real soon. Or even the cowboy one. Hey, but I'll tell you one thing. When people say people are emotionally triggered in this case, right? And like how Brooke has mentioned, there's such silly comments here and there and conspiracies. What about the time I simply did a southern voice and people got triggered and thought, oh my God, what the hell are you trying to take the piss out of us, man? What the hell are you thinking, y'all? And then it went into a conspiracy about, is it y'all or y'all? And at the end of the day, I've heard it both ways by those people. And then that one time, I responded back to someone and I said, well, at the end of the day, it's just because I can do a better American accent than some American people can. And then elsewhere, people went on a bit of a triggering spree and were like, oh my God, what the hell are you trying to do, man? You're such a narcissist. I cannot believe it. I'm on Facebook and white like a weird knobhead. Oh my God. I hope no one hears me moaning. We're starting off deep already. But that's what happens. People go into a shouty tone. No, don't worry, I'm not typing in capital letters. That's what somebody else does, or at least did at the time. But I'll tell you one thing, when it's like done on the spot, I wouldn't say the accents are best. It's just, there's a time and place for it. Sharon, can you explain why this paper is so fucking soggy? It's just, it probably the coldness, right? I like to hold it in front now because it's got writing on the back. If I do look cross-eyed, it's not because I am, it's just because I've got some bullet points to the side of me. Okay, that's all it is. So, first of all, what's this? Tracy. Hello, everyone. I recognize your names from the movement for Noah. I'm so proud of you. Teresa as well. With time, elsewhere besides YouTube, maybe on TikTok, come across the odd individual as well that's been positive. See, not to go into too much detail, but there was, what's this? Ref, you need to leave and get where it can wet. Oh shit. Wait, do I need to get a translation app for that, Sharon? Are you talking Chinese once again, Sharon? Long time no see. Oh, you're like a man with a whole pork bun. Very nice. Sharon, you're so funny. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. One shout out is to Brenda. Which Brenda though? There's only one Brenda. Well, I think it's the correct Brenda. Brenda Goodfellow. I think in the past I said they sound like a pizza brand, but nevertheless, Magic Ink. Oh boy. Yeah, so shout out to Brenda because she showed a level of understanding when it came to that video being shared on Facebook, I believe. If it's the same person, right? Oh my God, I'm so blinded by the light all over the place. Can I move that to the side? It's really distracting me. And this torch. Is Sharon's last name Bush? What, does Sharon have a what? Oh my God. Right, it's not as intense the lighting, but I can actually focus a little bit more. Brenda says, yes, it was me. Well, that's good to know. So yeah, basically what Brenda, do I now? I wonder why. A bit of coldness, you know, from going from one environment to the other. When you're in a room where it's like really hot and warm, and then you go outside, a sudden drop in temperature, cold trap almost. Such an intense change up in a short space. What's that? Who is Sharon Bush? Bush. I don't know who that person is. Some imposter or something. Anyway, in terms of Brenda, just really pointed it out in terms of, I guess, just like the understanding behind the video, right? Not being like biased, just trying to put it all into perspective or so. Bro, ha ha ha. Who the hell is Sharon Bush? What the hell's going on, Sharon? I got it, bro. It's so confusing. Anyway, let's maintain some kind of focus. The other thing, then, went south fast. Maybe. It's a joke. Yeah, joking around, man. I think people need to keep their legs crossed, okay? Maintain a healthy mind. Or anyone goes dodgy will have to go down to somewhere in the US called Sharon's Christian Church. It does exist. It's actually on Google Earth. Tracy, what time is it where you are? 20 whatever. 21:44. That's the current time. Digital military time. Okay? Now, do I need to pay another visit to Sharon's Christian Church and develop lots of confessions? I don't know at this point. But I know one thing I do need to do is lock in. And when it comes to some people, the attitudes and responses when it came to the video that I did last night, putting it into perspective, trying to acknowledge it as best as one can, but not going too all in like it's an overkill mode. So one example was a person called Michelle Brummett. Now I made sure to include the last name because I've just said Michelle. I believe there are other people out there called Michelle, so no crossed wires. There was a Facebook user called Michelle Brummett that said, in quotes, "I hope he's not becoming biased." That's what they said in regards to me. I guess other references being because he's been unbiased in the past with all his previous videos. And you'd be thinking, okay, that's a positive, right? Maybe this one video is just a little blip, bump in the road, or maybe I've not watched it yet. I'm just hoping he's not turned biased because of the way this, I know, title of the video is worded and whatnot. But then I saw a couple more comments by Michelle Brummett, and I thought, very interesting. Robbie, I blocked Michelle today on Facebook. Nothing intelligent to say. But let's just see. Yeah. So what Michelle Brummett said in a same comment post on Facebook in regards to this Kaden Pressy situation is, why is WarLike Ref taking sides now? I'd argue and say that is one of the most pathetic peasant-like mindsets I've seen in a long time, considering where I started, who I started with, and how that went. And we'll get to that very shortly. Andrea, they say it's biased if you don't believe it's a murder. Coco, I know her on Facebook. She's a hardcore invested, bless her heart. I think she's got Noah's best interest at heart, but she's too emotional. And that is what the problem is when it comes to this case, or any case out there. Brooke, people refuse to see the whole picture. Popsky, Bushido. Ooh. I trigger my Japanese accent in a second. Peasant, yeah, absolutely. Because I think a lot of people are just closed-minded and fail to remember this is an ongoing investigation and not looking at the bigger picture, which is all angles. Really, the moment you've succeeded at being balanced is when maybe, to an extent, everyone, or at least all sides, there are some people from different groups and else on opposing sides, you know. Now I'm going to zip this back up. You know, it's getting a little bit cold. There goes the zip. Whoa, nearly fell off the chair then. My neck and shoulders are aching. Someone needs to take that pain away. Rob, all sides, yeah. Conspiracy of the party girls near the sink. Oh no, the way that. Hopefully the lighting is still somewhat okay. If at any point it freezes or whatnot, that'll just be the dodgy, you know, connections and stuff. You know, I'm not using Wi-Fi like some people are, where some people's Wi-Fi boxes needs treatment from time to time. No, I think I'm using 4G, not quite 5, just because it's not present within the area. But that's one pattern I've noticed when it comes to people's screenshots, you know, to do within the case and where it's posted. These would be using 5G, but it depends what area. It's funny watching people get mad that you're sharing all sides. Yeah. When humans get mad that I share all sides, that's where it creates a bit of concern, I guess, in the mindsets aimed towards them, as in, why are they like that? Because, oh yeah, Shannon, yeah, aftercare. Aftercare, really? Of course. After yesterday's video, it's clear they're not looking at this as a murder. Anthony clearly said Justin's theory was incorrect puzzle piece. I mean, at least to my understanding when it happened, or what was said then, was puzzle piece and puzzle pieces, but not applied as in what each piece of the puzzle was or what piece of evidence was. Bo, Raf, you should see Dr. Baden's theory on Fox News that he did over Noah. Is it like a video on YouTube, which is accessible? Because if so, I guess I can do that. Does that work back there? Nope. So amateur, this lighting. Really, really bad by me. Okay. Brenda, some of the comments I read were made by people who didn't even listen to the whole video. Exactly. That's where we move on to the next bullet points. For sure. Let me just make sure I've not missed out on anything, okay? Why is Raf taking sides now, as Michelle Brummett mentions? Where is the proof and evidence that I'm taking sides in the first place? If it's the reference of, oh, WarLike Raf is covering Kaden Pressy for a couple of weeks, he's chosen a side. And then weeks later, oh, WarLike Raf is doing coverage on Stevie Howard now. He's taken sides. Oh, WarLike Raf is looking at the newest kangaroo added to the zoo, and even a giraffe called George Washington. Oh, he's taken sides with the animal kingdom. How could he do that? What twisted individual? No, bitch, it's called focusing one at a time, because if you put everything all into one go, it's going to get convoluted, a mess, which becomes a microcosm of this case. Okay? Very simple, but impetuous humans out there, to some degree, just won't understand it. Okay? I'll add a little bit more on in a second. Balanced perspective, or at least try to. Magic, I don't see you taking sides. You're giving information for people to decide for themselves. It is not clear that they don't think it's murder. It's only clear that the particular officer is extremely unprofessional. I understand that. We can get to that as well. I thought Ellie was extremely professional. I mean, we can tell he wants to say Justin Roy is a moron. Right, so what Brooke is getting at is this police guy is biting his tongue in that call. But it's interesting because I guess at least from the perspective of Anthony at the time, he would be completely unaware that Kaden is recording that like conversation and call. So anything could have been said. And when going out of context, when you may feel like you're having a private conversation, you might be more yourself or be a little bit more looser in communication, depending on the environment as well. If the environment is taking place in an interrogation room, police property, on site, police, whatever, it might be different. You're doing a loose call over the phone and it's the first time like introduction, it might not be as strict. Why is my left eye twitching so much? Okay, now, why is it twitching? Is anyone else's twitching or any other areas twitching? Well, I might know someone's. Okay. Neri is a moron, that's a fact. Copy. I heard irritation in his voice, like, here goes Justin again. Yeah. Sometimes you do have to look at people's or hear people's tone of voice, and even in interviews as well. That's why Partners in True Crime, yeah, you can listen to the podcast audio, but I think looking at the facial expressions make a big point as well. Because look at the part 1 interview with Kaden Pressy. Look at how many jump cuts and edits that were within the footage. That could be down to broad eye twitching is from lack of sleep and bush. Oh, so what you're suggesting, Broyand, is I've got a deficiency in being up against bushes, or I need to be exposed to more bushes or less bushes. Let's not have any forest fires. You know, because I'm surrounded by a lot of wood, Broyand, okay? A lot of wood all around. We don't want the shed burning down. Oh, Sharon has become a member. Oh my goodness. So shout out to Sharon for becoming a member. That's obviously very good to see and positive. Has all kinds of access to custom emojis now. Oh goodness. Still waiting for the Partners in True Crime Part 2 analysis. It's a bit of a messy situation there. And to be honest, I don't know if the other people will understand, but the way some things are at this moment in time, possibly, and how videos could be reported, I think it's a little bit risky. Don't want to be giving ammunition to some, maybe. Tracy, was he not Noah's wrestling coach? Perhaps he was good friends with the young man. Yeah, so I'll answer that, Tracy, to at least what I remember. Oh yeah, and welcome Jennifer Bentley for being present. Justin Roy, roughly speaking, okay? Justin Roy, in the Partners in True Crime interview, the first and only one that he did, he made reference to the fact that him himself, his son, wrestled Noah, or took him under his belt, I guess, like training, practicing, hanging out and stuff like that. And not for it to be interpreted or taken out of context, roughly worded by Justin, that Justin and his son and Noah would like meet up at hotels or something. Maybe that's when traveling about, and if there's wrestling or tournaments going on, there's some kind of connection and understanding. And I believe that can be backed up as well with photos on Facebook of Justin's son with Noah and all of that. So taking one under another person's wing, a mentor, that's probably the best way of wording it. So there's an understanding there, and I'm sure Justin appreciative of Noah and what he did, and, you know, looking out for Justin's son and whatnot. It's not a connection by blood or family like that. That's one thing to acknowledge, because at one point people thought, oh, Justin being very vocal and full on, is that as like a means of being related by family, to sound like a family member, but they're not. Robbie Taylor says, yeah, I heard someone said that they're working on reporting WarLike Ref's videos. Some of you might be surprised at who is responsible. I'm just catching up. Was the explosive evidence ever released from a few months back, or was it just another scare tactic? What explosive evidence is that? Is that what one of the partners in True Crime Host said on Facebook, that something big is coming, but it never did. Mitch says, you figured out who reported WarLike ref videos? I mean, it could be interpreted as an individual who's got the mindset of possibly wanting videos to be reported or wanting other people on behalf of them to report my videos. As in the links from the past, maybe not. But right now, the present and the future, we'll have to see how that goes. Robbie, I do not know for sure. Who I know, I saw a screenshot of someone saying they were working on it. And if they're working on it, it means it probably hasn't happened yet. But if any of my Kaden Pressy videos get taken down, I guess we'll see. Time will tell. But it's one of those things where if that does happen to me, and yet the amount of cretins on Facebook with what they've said, how they've worded stuff, very bold, almost as a fact, when it can't be backed up with evidence, and what they get let off the hook, they don't get punished. Or when you get intelligent people hate me, but decides to do certain questionable videos, and even releasing that full private police interview, and what that video is still about. Well, if that video is still about, then my videos should be as well, in a way. It will become very interesting if I am the one singled out, when there'll be other prats out there. Multiple times the Justice page made a video about the army group was spreading misinformation, and the army group is Justin's. See, if people join this live stream right now when I'm reading out comments, I wouldn't be surprised if the odd people in the background only listen for a few seconds, run off to their masters or their daddies, and then end up, misunderstanding everything. Catching up on comments. Tracy says it's not me. I understand, it's fine. I know, I believe you. Teresa, admire Kaden and Justin for trying to get real answers and help the case get solved. Yeah, trying, that's a positive. And people try in different ways, but it may be misunderstood amongst people. Times. Well, a third party, remember, yeah, a third party individual, would that be somehow because they don't have a YouTube channel? You were able to on Twitter, maybe, and then you said, hi, YouTube, I want to report this video. Here's a link to it. It breaks guidelines, blah, blah, blah. Can you check it out? And if the person doesn't have a YouTube channel, then I guess it would be considered third party. The moment you set up a YouTube channel is when you've connected with your Google account, which will be your email address, your full name, and whatnot. So if you do report a video on YouTube whilst you're signed in and with your Google account, your full name will be revealed. A copyright claim on another person's video, if that video is taken down, and then you try going on it. But obviously no names were mentioned or revealed in this situation. Leaving Ellie alone and not calling every 10 minutes with new conspiracy is a good approach. They all need to stay out of it, let Andy Griff attempt to do the job. So what I will try and do is look at the additional comments and what Justin Roy had to say in response, to what's gone down recently. Because, obviously not everyone will agree with what Justin may say or say it's wrong, but it still needs to be acknowledged, because you can't just cover a situation which shows someone in a bad light and then block them from being able to talk in the first place. They should be allowed to respond back. I've done the exact same thing with other people and darker forces. The same should be applied to Justin, which I will get to. So my clippings, you get notifications. I'm not too sure, Popsky, but if I go on YouTube and I click on the clip tab, it shows me who and what channels have clipped my videos and the timestamp as well. So there's that at least. Jennifer, but if Ellie and the family asked Justin to quit, should that not be enough? And the family had said they trust in Ellie. Yeah, well, more so how it was worded by family was, Justin asked to step back and cool off. Not to quit, not to stop 100%, just to slow it down. So there was a level of understanding there. What I would say is, at least what I've seen, last few months, Justin Roy has been a little bit quieter. And that's with stepping down or cooling off a bit in some places. Okay, maybe it's heated up again last week or two, but that's maybe just be because of the themes on YouTube and opposition giving their thoughts and what they may know of. Okay. Yeah. They were even upset when Michael Facecast started the petition. Yeah, so that was a bit problematic, wasn't it? It was a bit divided because you had certain family members that believed in it, that it was a good thing. I think that applied to Kaden Pressgrove, maybe Madison Rawlings, and then some others, maybe Noah's mother too. But when it came to Robin Smith, Ashley Chadwick, they were very against it at the time. And I don't know if it's from what they've said or what other people have said on behalf of them on Facebook or YouTube. Just recently, I remember reading it roughly, that they've become a little bit more lenient with the possible social hosting charges and petition. I don't know what that exactly means, but whether they signed it or not. What else do we have? Jam, it's been really busy lately. What, within the case and community? Sometimes that can come from the videos that I do. It might trigger something, people's memory, recollections, and then they end up bringing up repost of previous stuff and screenshots from elsewhere, bringing it all together. Me partially being a catalyst and turning point for that, but then indirectly it might help me because I might find or see things which I didn't see at the time. Boyand, eventually he had to slow down. You can only create so many lies before you get exposed. I mean, in fairness, whatever position you're in within a case or community or mystery, there's only so much you can do, and you can only go so far at the end of it, because there's only so much you can talk about, think about, theorize, come up with ideas and counterpoints and whatnot. Oh, Badger Life has popped back in, digging up from the ground. Now, yeah, okay, there's come times where I might mess about, well, not that badly, about stamina. Some people may know about that more than others. When it comes to the stamina, not stopping. Brenda, I don't see a post on the Justice page regarding WarLike Ref's video. That's true. I don't think my videos have ever been shared to the Justice page, or maybe they've never been approved of, but that's okay. I don't know, sometimes, like, if we've seen the trouble that it's already caused when some of my videos are shared, that's not to say people shouldn't be sharing them. It's good that people are, but if on a smaller scale bad things have happened, just imagine if you upscaled it elsewhere, it caused even more trouble. It might do. It depends what the mindsets are of people on the Justice page. If people on the Justice page are emotionally charged, well, it can lead to disaster. If there's a level of balance or reasoning, it could work okay. See, this is the thing, to some extent, if that Kaden Pressy call video was shared on the Justice page, which supposedly showed Justin Roy in a negative, maybe it would be approved of and it would be all good and fine, just because of the theme and who's being pointed out in a dark way and others being praised, and reverse the roles, it might not work out the same. It's so dark. I didn't think it could get any darker. It's like all shadow effects about. I really hope they figure this out soon. Way too many people and way too many conspiracy theories. Whomever is involved needs to be punished. I've got Popsky there. Okay. So, you know, need an expert question from, who is it, Strawberry or so. Oh, we'll have to hold that thought for just a second. Badger Life jumping on in out of nowhere. What's that? Let's celebrate their 10th super. So very, very good of Badger Life to do that. Much appreciated. Shout out to Badger, a long-term viewer for years now, both supporting the channel but also, you know, watching along, sharing their thoughts on and off. That's all good to see. And, you know, here and there, other people may return and pop in, which is good. We've got Badger Life. Oh, saying Sharoon. Oh my god, I should get the copyrights for that. I thought I was only using that word. Oh. Okay. See, you can see the level of control with the chat. It's really like, do you know, like when people say that they get blocked or banned from Facebook pages for sharing their thoughts in comments? The reason why that hasn't happened to me, or at least the reasoning behind when I have been blocked, banned, wasn't because of that particular reason, is because I don't post, I don't leave comments on there. Briand, is it me or is it just lagging? Well, that would just be because of the internet here and there. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. There we go. Yeah, earthquake. Is that any better? Get a magic whip. Yeah? Whilst we're at it. Yeah, get the hammer out. Just. Does anyone else need their internet fixing? Anyone? Handyman Raph with the biggest tool in his hand. It should start working eventually. It can't be that bad because there's been other times where it's got the buffering going around it. I could take it outside, but then I don't know, it'd be too cold. So if it's working or if it's not lagging as much now, you can just let me know also. But yeah, in response, excellent internet. That's good to know, Brenda. Because I'm not active on Facebook in that sense, things aren't going to happen to me in that way. Maybe if you translated everything that I've said in my videos and done it in like a comment format on Facebook and on pages, I'll probably be blocked like that within seconds, possibly, if it's interpreted the wrong way. Is it cold in the wood shed? Gemini, what's truly cold, the shed itself or the wood? I don't know, I'll check. Where's the thermometer? Yeah, to be honest, that thermometer's gone missing, and the last time I used it, there was a big chunk taken out the side. Obviously, someone got a little bit too hungry, and I know who that is. Ref's internet. I'm not even really using my internet, I'm just using some 4G. Oh boy. I could have... I don't know. What? The greenhouse, but the stuff. Yes, it was me. Why was it you, Sharon? Why did you need it? So is it still lagging? Bleeps in and out. Let me just try standing. I don't know. Oh shit. What would I ever go outside? I don't know. You had a temp, Sharon. Oh goodness. I probably should be standing. There we go. Let's raise it to the roof. Hallelujah. There we go. Lagging. That's unfortunate. I thought if I raise it a little bit to the roof, I don't know if it'll get a better signal or some. It normally is fine. It normally works. Twist the knob. There we go. If there's no spiders, I would move it. Better position, that's good to know. Better position for me, Sharon, because obviously when it comes to certain positions, the body can get a bit sore, you know, like with the shoulders and the back. Maybe you need to practice some more stretching. I'll dig you a new fibre optic trench. That could work. I don't know why I wasn't standing in the first place. I probably should have done that because it's just more comfortable in a way. Right. Move the chair out the way so I don't fall on it. I know some people find that funny. I think you need to close your legs. What? What for? Wait, you mean if I close my legs, the internet connection will improve? More push-ups? Bloody hell, is this turning into some kind of training boot camp? Oh my goodness. I signed up to? Okay, so Sharon, because you're the most experienced individual with having to deal with shit internet connection, let me know, Sharon. Is it working? Can you hear me? Is it lagging? Am I moving about? I don't know if it works or not. No, I'm not teabagging. We're not doing a reconstruction of that. I'm just testing the motion of it, whether it works. I mean, yeah, I can see the lagginess when I'm moving back and forth. I don't know if there's a way of changing that or not. More so in regards to certain internet. Sharon says, yuck. I only asked your opinion on the Wi-Fi and your response is yuck. Oh my God. Owl movements. Oh no, not Betty Hoowood again, Badger. I keep shaking my phone like that's going to help. Wait, wait, are you cold? Wayne says looks fine. I mean, if it's laggy in movement, but you can at least hear me, I guess that's something. I mean, I could try one thing right now, but it's a little bit risky, okay? What we'll do, this is fucking stupid, this is shit, this. We're going to do like a conference meeting. We're going to relocate, okay? I will have to put the phone up against my chest, okay? Because I'm, first of all, a very good individual, because I know it's very cold outside, so it'll keep you warm. But I'm going to move closer to a different place and see how it works. Risk is a good thing. It is Badger life, but when there's ice outside, who's the one really taking the risk? Popsky, this is raw. Yeah. Oh, and Jam now says the video has improved. So what's going to happen? As soon as I relocate, it's all going to go to shit. I mean, what I could do is go outside, leave the room, check the greenhouse first to see if there's any spiders, and then I'll come back. Because normally when it comes to live streaming, people do tend to leave the room or piss off elsewhere and literally take one as well. What I'll do, I'm going to keep the phone here. I'm just going to go outside. I'm going to check the greenhouse to see if there's any spiders or not. If there's no spiders, I'll take the phone over there. Okay? Sharon, you scared of spiders? Well, Sharon, in the words of a wise person, fuck the spiders. Oh, bloody hell, the paper's falling. Okay. So basically, if I don't return in the next 15 minutes, I've probably slipped and I've whacked my head, okay? If you hear a little yelp or a moan, I know, send backup, send the US military to come in, okay? That's not an invite for the US to invade my nose. I know it's very oily, but not that much. I'm just going to go outside. What's the lighting like? I can imagine people show up to the live stream wondering, there's no one on camera. Where's he gone? I'm going outside. I'm checking. I'll be back. I'll be back shortly. Oh, maybe not. Oh my goodness. So that's a good one. Oh my God, that's a good one. Basically, this is dropped. It's all broken now. Great. Oh, this is too funny. I don't know if you can see anything because I don't know, the teeth are a bit too white. No, this is not. Sharon, were you the one that decided to drop the torch, Sharon? Being too clumsy? I saw Spider the other day. It had sunglasses on. Did it? Who was that? Spiders with sunglasses on. Oh my god. I mean, how does it end up falling? I've got it. Oh shit, yeah. Clumsy, Sharon. Hands off my tools. Wait, where was the spider, Sharon? Where did you see it? Oh, I can't get the thing on. Oh well. I might as well just stand here, to be honest, because if the torch managed to fall on the floor, I don't know what else probably will, so I'll probably just stay here and continue. Yeah, I might do a live tonight and might also mess up with the terrible lighting at the same time. Okay, this is probably... That will do. I'm not touching anything else in case it breaks. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I've come across some big spiders as well here and there. There was one in the kitchen, but it was like, had its body arch and its legs up. Well, no, not legs up like that, but it was like stood up in a way. Okay. I don't know if it made a loud bang sound when that item dropped. I don't know if it scared anyone. Oh, I know what you're referring to. I think it wasn't clear. You were reading a screenshot and I felt so as being combative and unhelpful rather than answering a yes or no question by detective. Yeah. And I don't know if it was from you, Magic Mike, or maybe it was somebody else that was asking about the context of that screenshot, that wanted more information from it or so. But that screenshot, what I was looking at, where Justin was saying, why did you block me, Alicia? And why is your son taking so long? That was because that's all I had. As for the whole post and conversation, I don't have it. God, this stupid torch keeps fading in and out. There's a fucking whacker. Nope, the batteries are falling out. Okay, fuck that shit. Why are all torches so shit when I'm trying to do the videos? I don't even know where the batteries ended up going. Oh my god, chaotic. See, this is what happens, Sharon, when you become a member on the channel. Everything ends up going all over the place. Where's the batteries gone now? There's one there, and one down there. Okay. It's a fucking death trap, this building. Not building, shed. Okay. Try one more time. What does that say? WarLike Raf, you're having difficulties today. Yes, from being flushed in the face to dropping things. Oh, what a shambles. But don't worry, because when I lock in, I'll lock in. But it depends if the torch will lock in as well. And where's the back end? Where's the back door? That needs filling in. I can imagine what will happen is people on Facebook will do a post or reshare or make a comment about my live stream and say, oh yeah, I joined WarLike Raf's live stream for about 2 seconds. It was pitch black. Everything was going wrong. Didn't understand what was going on. Couldn't even understand his language. Talking in Chinese. Yeah, I'm turning off immediately. Well, I think next time I'll just put new batteries in. Oh, we got Andrea though showing up. Badger is hungry. I was earlier. Am I the only one that has audio problems? Who knows? I mean, if there truly is audio problems, depending how many people are having audio issues, I can still go to the other location. Clipping practice, audio okay. Okay. So, in terms of screenshots and posts which I may look at, and it may not give the full context from time to time, that's only because of what I found or what I've come across, and that's all that's available. You know, kind of like when it came to Brooke Bounds Carter's threat, how it was interpreted. But in terms of the actual Facebook post, there was no screenshot of the whole thing. So I've only had audio issues when you had internet issues. Right. No issues. That's good for most part of it. I don't know, maybe backing in and out of the live stream might help refresh things. There've been times for me where it says no internet connection for a few seconds. I've had to press refresh and then it's loaded back up like fine. So it can happen at times. So the last point what I was referring to, and it's enough time has passed by already, that I hope WarLike's not becoming biased, and then why is Ref taking sides now? So within the same comment thread, Michelle Brummett went from, oh yeah, I hope he's not becoming biased because, you know, previously he's been unbiased. Oh, but by the way, why is Ref taking sides now? How do you just switch it up so quickly within one comment thread? It's because people leave a comment in a matter of seconds and then think, oh, you know what? A few minutes later, a few seconds later, I'll say something else. Interesting. And that's without the full context of watching the video in the first place. Oh yeah, even though I probably should have done it as an introduction first of all, with this being a live stream, I don't have all the overlays because it's live. You know, like in a pre-recorded video where I say, oh, if you want to watch previous videos, click the I symbol up there. Well, there probably won't be an I symbol because this is a live stream in a different section on YouTube. And in terms of links down below in the comment section, I won't be able to do that yet up until the live stream has finished, so I'll have to do that tomorrow. But if you were interested in following any links, for example, if you wanted to support the channel or if you wanted to become a member, just like how Sharon did, there will be a link down below in the description of this video. There we go, we've got Brooke, you're welcome. It's good to examine any partygoers who have not already been considered suspects. Okay. Yeah, so another individual that did speak out against me in regards to that Kaden Pressy video and that call with the police was someone called Robin Willard. Is it Willard or Willard? Oh, we've got real facts. I don't think he's biased. I think he's given all sides. That's good to know. Going audio, but no visual, so say night. Okay, take care. So it's a bit hit and miss with people. That might be why some have dropped off as well. Just like I dropped the batteries multiple times. But shout out to those that are still present, able to watch, and hopefully maybe on replay this video will perform a little bit better. 9 times out of 10, internet has been fine when it's come to doing it here, so might be the weather as well, the coldness, because even like with the TV and the HD channels, that's not always worked. It's been on and off, so it's quite annoying. But I don't know if anyone is aware of Robin Willard, but they left a comment. Robin Willard Bishop saying, dang sure wasn't unbiased. Wasn't unbiased means that I was biased. So Robin Willard Bishop has changed her tune now towards me. And whilst it's true what Magic says, can't please everyone, it's interesting to see that those who are pleased at a later point become unpleased or displeased. So for Robin to say, dang sure, WarLike Ref wasn't unbiased, where's the proof and evidence of that? Yeah, that's true, Sharon. You know, I mean, I could stand a little bit more like that. Hold on. That's better. Got to loosen the zip up because if you don't touch the zip for a while, it gets a little bit stiff. Might be the coldness, and it just gets jammed with the material. To be honest, when you were only getting one side of information, I also thought you were biased, but I think you're covering every aspect. Yeah, see, you're welcome. At the end of the day, you can only cover so much at a time, one by one. If you join the case late, you got to play catch up. You got to start somewhere. I started covering this case 1st of June 2024. This case started back in 2023. A range of people have started from day one almost. I haven't. Yet I've managed to catch up. I've managed to overtake other people as well, to some extent. I've managed to obtain here and there little bits of material which others have never seen before, because the right way of doing stuff was done. So it's made a difference. But it takes time. And to be honest, like with anything, with the timing of whatever, right place, wrong time, wrong place, wrong time, right person, who knows? Timing is a big factor. If you rush something, if you rush someone, the outcome can end up bad. Things can become overwhelming at times. You might not be able to think rationally, might not know what to do next, might be a lot of uncertainty. So if you slow it down, go at a reasonable pace, nothing being rushed, nothing being forced. When you go at a slower pace, you can take it more in, you can appreciate things more and pick up on tiny details. The smaller things can be most meaningful. The smaller pieces of information or findings or questions can go a long way, and it can tell a story itself. A simple screenshot, a simple photo from the party could say a lot more than a 1,000-page forum at times. Wayne, there's currently only one person's mother who speaks to their child. All other parents are trusting law enforcement. I remember your first video on this case. Wow, that's good, Coco. It's really weird because the first video that I did on the case, I had no idea with the case, right? I just jumped in deep end because that's just what I do. And I looked at a Daily Mail article and I think maybe the Autopsy, trying to process it all in one go. And that's what, sometimes that's what I do. I might jump into the deep end, which might not always be a good thing. But if I do jump in the deep end, I'm going to use something as like a guideline or guidance so I don't just completely drift off track. You can drift off track and think outside of the box later on in a case once you've started learning a bit more. But when you're starting off for the very first time, got to be careful. And it was okay. Did a bit of a map analysis as well on the spot. And it got like 16,000 views over time. And that shocked me because that normally never happens. And for the video what it was and how it was constructed, I wouldn't say it deserves 16,000 views. Arguably, future videos later on where it was a bit more in-depth and more shocking, those other videos should have got more, but I guess it depends how YouTube goes and how it treats videos on and off. Kind of a bit of a popularity contest. Jam says, doing great, WarLike Ref, appreciate that. Imagine too much out there that isn't true and people still say it. WarLike Ref, what drew you to this case? That's a very key question. So Brenda, when I was covering the Dylan Rounds case, which is what I was covering from 2022 to 2024 before June, I'm just trying to think, you know what's really weird? And, you know, it's probably a bit loose in my memory recollection. The Dylan Rounds case started the 28th of May 2022. And then a few days later, well, going into early June, that's when the case really started kicking off. But I didn't cover it immediately. I did it maybe like a month or two later. And it's kind of like that with the month timing as in the Noah Presgrove one, but the Noah Presgrove one, that was as in 2024. But the main, just to refer back, the main reason why I was drawn to the Noah Presgrove case, Brenda, was because I was reaching the end of the Dylan Rounds one, because, you know, it kind of reached a bit of a head. I was experimenting in between with other videos and ideas. 99% did not work. Like, people didn't watch. So you're spreading awareness, but no one watches, but then you're not spreading awareness, it's a failure. And some things weren't that interesting. Some of the bits on the sideline worked out, like the Christine Pressy Parker case. That was very important. That worked out in a sense. And the actual family members reached out as well and showed acknowledgement. Big positive. Cooperated. Asking, answering questions, all done just right. So no issues there. And then some viewer on my channel said, "Hey, have you heard of the Noah Presgrove case?" That's all it was. A viewer on my channel asked me, "Have I seen the Noah Presgrove case?" And then I looked into it, and I don't know if I watched any videos on YouTube or if I just went straight to online articles, reading it, and I thought, oh, rural area, check. Looks a bit mysterious and spooky in a way, check. 19-year-old, check. Kind of like the profile of Dylan Rounds. And, you know, because there was like a crossover. Because I have done videos, several links from the Dylan Rounds case to the Noah Presgrove case, the similarities. It makes it easier to cross over onto a different case and have that flow and a better understanding. What does Sharon say? Back in 5 minutes. Okay, take your time. Oh, it's getting a bit cold. What's the current time? Oh yeah, that is so stupid what I've just realised now. Is that all the other times when I've been checking the time and I've got to open that tab which then lags the live stream, I can just look at the timestamp at the comments, in the comment section. Why did I not think of that in the past? Crazy. 22:34. Maybe I'll stop in about 30-40 minutes just so it's not too late before bedtime and whatnot. Right, so where am I at with the notes? So yeah, so for Robin Willard Bishop to say that WarLike Ref is being biased in the video that I did last night is a bit unnecessary, to be honest. But then what Michelle Brummett and Robin Willard Bishop agreed on, in quotes, was, "I shut off watching his video. A few minutes watching was enough for me." So you're telling me some humans decided to watch my video for a few minutes? The bloody intro was 6 minutes long. We didn't even get into the main part. Oh no. And why people miss out on so much. Yeah, we're just going to watch the first part of the video, which is basically the intro, welcoming people. Oh yeah, but we're not going to watch a few minutes later where the actual interview or the call is presented, the material. We're not going to watch beyond that and look at the additional details where I actually defend Justin Roy to an extent. No, we're going to completely ignore all of that. Pathetic cretins. Embarrassing behavior by some. And I've seen this pattern with time in different cases. You know, it really done that. And then other people may watch the video but not watch it completely, end up skipping all the way towards the end and say, "Why did you not include this? Why did you not include that?" And my response is, "Why did you not bother watching the video properly?" And it's happened in recent time as well, where I've done an intro or I've shown clips. This is a screenshot. These are the videos that were taken down. These are the titles of them. And then some other people say, "Oh, which ones were taken down?" I've just shown it in the video. I've shown you the screenshots. I've read it out. Unless people didn't watch. It's weird. So we've got a person called John appearing out of nowhere. Whatever's going on there. So for people to shut off watching my videos really early on is very impetuous, to be honest. And yeah, people's excuse or response or in defense could be, well, because Raf's videos are too long anyway. Well, I don't know, just put it on ×2 speed, or, you know, fast forward here and there, skip a few parts maybe. That's still better than nothing. Oh, we got a new viewer called Shannon popping out of nowhere. Welcome. Oh yeah, and then let's move on to the next individual, Beth Carr, with a double R. Very interesting mindset there, to be honest with you. So Beth Carr said in quotes, keep sending him BS and altered dates and times, and WarLike Ref is covering that stuff. That WarLike Ref is receiving material and evidence which the timestamps are incorrect. It's been manipulated to suit a certain agenda and narrative. Do I believe that myself? Well, all I can say is, when it comes to receiving, like, you know, those Snapchat posts and pieces of evidence which show a timestamp of who was doing what and where were they and how it may conflict with Kaden Pressy's timeline, is that at the end of the day, people's counterpoints and counter responses go along the lines of, oh, well, this is probably manipulated. Oh, the time is probably incorrect. Probably, could be, maybe. That's not good enough. Where's the hard evidence? If you're going to have a counterpoint, have counter evidence as well. There's no point talking about the possibilities and this and that if you're then later going to call out WarLike Ref. Embarrassing once again. It's okay to give suggestions and ideas that maybe this Snapchat may not be genuine. There might be a darker story behind it. It could be manipulated. But then, you know, if people are going to use that uncertain language and they're not going to back it up with hard evidence, and they can't just start going off on one, getting all bold and whingy and whiny towards me when it comes to me receiving certain bits of material, because if it wasn't for me, these same individuals complaining wouldn't have access to it to look at, right? Wait, what's this? Wayne, Beth Carr has asked people to report things. Oh, so you think applying to my situation? Andrea, she attacks everyone, biggest bully of them all. And Brooke says, I really think she is Vanessa. The reason why I would say it's not Vanessa is based off the language and wording, and that even though there might have been some misunderstanding here and there, Vanessa kind of like appreciated me in a way. So it wasn't like dark like that. At one point they may have said that they were upset or they felt betrayed or something, but they didn't turn nasty on me in terms of what I can remember. There was that time where you had that like Me Too movement group and group chat that all turned on me and interrogated me saying, why are you treating Vanessa like this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And I'm like, the fuck does it concern you? What the hell is going on? I'm doing coverage on this case. I'm being dragged into petty drama, and you want me to carry all the bags? Well, enough luggage already. Trying to make sense of everything going on. Well, I mean, there was that time where I think Vanessa pretended to be married to me. I didn't exactly agree to that. A bit odd. Ref is smart. I like smart people. That's good to know. WarLike Ref, Vanessa was really nasty to a lot of people that didn't deserve it. Beau, Ref, she says very vile things to people. Some of the sweetest people in these groups she harasses. Wait, who's that referring to? When you say she, do you mean Beth Carr or do you mean Vanessa? I mean, that's the thing. There might be, in the mindset of whoever out there, dark forces, but if dark forces, how do I word it? If dark forces had some kind of soft spot in some way towards me, then I probably wouldn't see people's dark side, but other people may be on the receiving end of it. So based off that and that theme, if it continues onwards, then there might be dangers or there might be disruptive, but not as likely towards me and the problems that I faced. Like, if I be honest with you, and maybe I'll go into a bit more detail later, I've had more problematic encounters with the light rather than the dark side. That really says a lot. And considering where I started off in the first place and what side I started off in the first place, and then that's how I get treated. Andrea, I can send you hundreds of screenshots. Oh no, Andrea, don't even bother trying to do now, because you probably end up shutting the live stream down. You probably end up lagging everything. All the screenshots appear on screen out of nowhere. Sharon's back. Yeah, Sharon, you say you're back. You never left. Hands on the screen at all times. Multitasking more than what I could ever do myself or imagine. I've got a lot of learning to do, I guess. Okay, what else mentioned? Yeah, so the concept of, oh, people keep sending WarLike ref BS and false fake stuff. Well, if it needs to be countered, counter it with true, hard evidence. I've not seen that yet. I've just seen suggestions and counterpoints of, well, that's fake. That's probably not true. It's just words. It's not good enough. And then like the video that was done last night, showing stuff never seen before, just a bit more context behind what has gone on at some point, sharing with you that there is footage out there to some extent of importance, which is behind the scenes, which you would have never seen before. And people's responses are not even acknowledging it, just going off on one and complaining about other stuff. What? What happens next? I get a hold of footage or something which shows Noah Presgrove in white shorts, and then what do people start talking about? Oh yeah, the dinosaurs are getting hungry outside. Yeah, the one's lost its tooth. We'll have to send the dinosaur to the doctor. What the fuck are you on about? We're not even talking about dinosaurs. We're talking about the case. But then people end up changing subject to something completely different. And it's like, why are you changing the subject? Self-defense mechanism? Denial? Wayne, that is insulting after all you do. Yeah, and for Beth to complain, whinge and whine, they should be grateful, because I am the one that was able to share additional things, which they may have never have seen. Can't win with these people. Well, that's the thing, Sharon. There would have been a point in time where you could win with these people when it suited them. But as soon as you change elsewhere, that's when you see it. And the best example, Dylan Round's case 2023, when I went into overkill mode where I had to defend myself and counter someone, and there were certain members on my channel or viewers on my channel that turned on me and got into a hissy fit just because I criticised, questioned, and made valid points against someone that they really like. Oh, but it was all okay and fine, me doing it to all the other people in the past, to those people that they didn't like. But then as soon as I show that full balance, that full circle, and then point towards a different direction of people you look up to, oh, now it's a problem. All of a sudden, only now it's a problem, but it wasn't then. So what I see then is what I see now, just a different situation and different people. Beth wishes she was Sharon. Yeah, because of that hair and the length of it. Or something else. Your podcast just got better every day, and people change the subject and think they're in denial. I appreciate that, real facts. There will be more videos to come. Some videos may be more important than others, and some in between may not be as big, but you know, when it comes to like the breaking news stuff, I try and get that done first, and then the other things which may not be as important, I'll get out later. What else do we have? Let's catch up. Okay, well, at least things seem a little bit more stable now. That's something at least. What else do we have? Beth Carr also said in quotes, if WarLike Ref doesn't comply, his videos will be taken down. What that was being interpreted as, that if WarLike Ref BBC options, you have options? What, to customize hair color, hair length, eyelashes, lip gloss? Don't talk about the lip gloss when there might be a strawberry present. Anyway, for Beth Carr to say, if WarLike Ref, doesn't comply, his videos will be taken down. What? Oh, does that link on with the videos that have been already taken down recently? No. Because at the time of the videos, what I did, when they were falsely reported in the past, I didn't have to comply to anything. I looked at public post. I looked at a public news post. I looked at a public statement on Facebook. There was no complying or terms or conditions needed. And because of that, no problem, no issues. And yet I got punished. It's ridiculous. In recent time, by sharing the photos and faces are blurred out and some are disappointed by it, I acknowledged in my videos clearly that I get that, but as well, it's important to do so. Because what happens if you don't follow through with it? Coco, who needs lip gloss? I got you. Oh my God, Gemini, got it all under control, home girl. Do I need any? My lips are dry, but my tongue will keep them wet. So I don't need to, I'm fine at this moment in time. But maybe some other people may need lip gloss. Oh, Sharon needs some. Sharon? I thought you already had some earlier on. What's happened? What's happened, Sharon? That's rather interesting. So, what else do we need to mention? Who is all? Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a very important point mentioned a bit later on. Lip balm. What's the difference between lip balm and lip gloss? Actually, no, I think I used lip balm in the past and it made the lips feel really, I don't know, I felt dirty. Not like that. Just with having a layer, a texture upon my lips. I used it all. Yeah. Maybe you only had like a small lip gloss, maybe you need a bigger one, bigger size one, so it's filled more, possibly. But, what was that? I'm from Canada. There's literally no other information on Noah Presgrove's case except for you. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because there were some people from Oklahoma and locals in regards to the case that said, I've never heard of it. I've heard of it through your videos. And that's weird. You'd think people local would know more or see more, but maybe it's just a timing. Oh boy. Hey, shipments of lip balm and anything else in between. Wow. Lip balm has lanolin in it, lip gloss hasn't. Okay, whatever that means. Brooke, ref, we doing pink or blue on new hair? Well, to be honest, Brooke, if you're going to do it blue in colour, you'll have to apply a nose ring in between my nose as well, just for the full effect. A nose piercing. And no, Sharon, a nose piercing does not mean I turn into a bull and you can tug it whenever you like to guide me in a direction. I am no dog. I'm no cattle. I do not need milking at this moment in time. Thank you very much. Sketchy. Yeah, some things are getting a bit sketchy. But I don't use that term. I use the term dodgy. Okay, doing okay for time. Welcome to anyone else that has joined the live stream later on. Welcome to anyone joining the live stream. If you have joined late, be sure to rewind back to the beginning. But to be honest, what would happen if I did not comply? If I didn't comply with those Snapchat posts, if I did not blur the faces, what would happen to me? Do I die? Nope. Do I get kidnapped? Nope. Do my videos get reported and shut down? Not exactly. Not exactly. What's likely to happen is bridges and trust would be burnt down, which would then mean that there may not be any more opportunities in the future to pass on never seen before material. You got to look at it long term. Some people Some people could word it, work with the devil, keep your enemies closer, and just go along with it. If you do what other people do, and history repeats itself, it goes to shit. So sometimes you follow the terms and conditions, or at least follow through with some people's wishes, because if the dark force says, could you respect these wishes, WarLike Ref, and I do so, and then other people have a go at me for doing that, oh, but it's perfectly okay when the light side, the opposite side, give me bloody terms and conditions of what I can and can't do, and I follow through with that. Oh, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, but not the other way. That's one-sided. Double standards. I've seen that a lot. People would not trust sending you things if you weren't respectful. Yeah. So like when it's come to other people in the past that have trusted one another, and then one stabbed the other in the back, someone's double cross another person, it creates issues. And when things break down and implode over and over again, what's left? And when there's nothing left, there is no hope. So you need at least one place where there's a bit more. Okay, you're welcome. And as well, you got to understand there's a positive behind it all, is that there can be negotiations as well. The very first time round where it was like blur out faces, okay, I'll do so. At least I had the opportunity to see the unblurred photo. And then, you know, with people having trust within me, what I say people would listen to. Not that people have to be brainwashed and agree and nod their heads, but, you know, if I say, right, that's the photo, that's who that person is, that's the name, simple as, you can't see it, but I can, and I can guarantee you it's that individual because I can identify them. You think that would be good enough? And then the form of negotiation, the other time round, was with the latest Snapchat post with Carter Logan, and it was blur the faces out, yes, to follow through with the wishes, but is it possible to just show the lips, maybe the nose, just so people can see the facial expressions? Because it's important to see the facial expressions when you're dealing with a very important timestamp, such as 4:30, as in when, you know, people returning back and then settling down. You need to see, what do these people look like? Is it relevant to what's just happened and whatnot? So there was a plain stare, it was approved of, and it worked out. So it goes to show it's not 100% controlled and dark, that there can be adjustments made along the way. So it's not the end of the world. It's when you get other areas and other sides, the light side, where it's like, nope, you can't do this, can't do that, not at all, nope. I was like, well, that's a little bit too restrictive. Only blow when... They are hating on Snapchats being released. And this is the thing, even if people didn't believe in those Snapchats, if people out there felt that the timestamps were wrong, manipulated, shouldn't people still be grateful that there is material coming out after all this time of it not coming out? You got something to play with, you got something to work with, something to compare and contrast with. Something's better than nothing. And I guess when something is taken away, so then there is nothing, then I guess people would find other stuff to complain about. But you know what the interesting comment by Beth Carr was? Adding on, in quotes, saying, if WarLike Ref keeps up what he's doing right now, he will lose all of us. Who is all of us? And why is Beth Carr in a position to be speaking on behalf of everyone? Right? Are they a ringleader? Cheerleader? And what does everyone mean? As in on a particular page, everyone there, several pages. Beth Carr demonstrates a goldfish mentality. The reason being is because there was a time in the past where Beth Carr was supposedly attacked and questioned, but they asked, or I don't know if they demanded, but they really wanted me to defend them and say that it wasn't Vanessa. Now, I didn't just nod my head and say, yeah, Beth Carr is not Vanessa, case closed. No, I did it in my own time, and I just said well, based off the language, the wording, the communication, and how Vanessa can be compared to how Beth Carr is, there is a difference. That's basically what I said, and Beth said, oh, thank you. So it seems like Beth has completely forgotten what I've done for them in the past. Oh, goldfish mentality, we'll forget. Okay. Beth is missing from the chat. Well, I'm sure they'll be elsewhere. Or maybe with Justin and Michael. You know what the other important thing is? At times, when it comes to the key individuals, the bigger known ones, or the more familiar faces, but they may not always have the problems with me. It's like the minions, the goblins along the way that might. So, for Beth Carr to say, if WarLike Raph keeps on doing what he's doing right now. Oh, so if WarLike Raph keeps on making videos, single-handedly keeping the case alive, then people will leave. If WarLike Raph keeps on revealing never-seen-before material, which could be very important and interesting to compare, contrast, or reinforce or counter other points, that will lead to people leaving. Oh yeah, because the moment WarLike Raph ends up providing more coverage on the case, that's a bad thing. What? Oh no. Oh my god, the examples there, to put in perspective, could be ridiculous. So that if you've got a soccer or a football match going on, you're supporting a team, if they're losing really badly and it's getting towards the end of the match, you're going to leave. Fair enough, because of the train times, the traffic, there's nothing worth seeing here. Oh no, but based off the reasoning and the mentality of how it is here in this situation, no, if you've got a team that you support and they're scoring goals after goals after goals, really good, entertaining and fun, yeah, we're going to leave really early. We're not even going to bother watching anymore. It's too good, so we're going to leave. Makes no sense whatsoever. And to be honest, Beth Carr is not in a position to be talking, and some of the people as well, like Robin Willard Bishop or even Michelle Brummett, because when you look at who liked the video, Justin Roy on the sideline acknowledged that the video that I did was good. That takes a lot of reasoning ability, so credit to Justin Roy there. Because the reality is, the video that I did last night, I wouldn't have complained if Justin Roy was somewhat frustrated. You know, because for some people it could be interpreted as, oh, you know, all these videos done previously about certain topics and themes, and that's all good, and now you're doing a video against me? How could you? You're turning on me. Considering how it went for Justin Roy and George Choden, one felt that the other stabbed one in the back and, you know, building trust, and then it burning down and breaking down, and being a bit more reactive, responsive after that, you know, I'll just slightly go off subject now, just to put into perspective, that if at first you have some form of hope or some form of trust, it could be very high, it could be in the middle area. You come across people over time to whatever capacity, and you might build trust with them. You might build a connection with them in whatever way. Could be long term, could be short term, could be intense, could be casual. The moment things go wrong and some form of trust is broken, that will have negative side effects on yourself. You can be hurt from that, more so psychologically, internally. It might knock you back. It might make you question, doubt yourself and other people about. It might slow down things. It might hold you back. And then eventually you move forwards. If it happens again, trust issues, trust being broken, the closer you get to someone, the more vulnerable you can become. The closer you get to someone, the more you open up and share, whether it be personal, whether it be in a case, whatever it might be. You're revealing a lot. You're giving power to the other person, and that other person who has power has great responsibility in how they use or respond. And if they decide to take the wrong approach and stab you in the back, expose it publicly, or think less of you, or respond in a nasty way, that other person that put a lot in and a lot of time and a lot of energy for it to be thrown back in their face, it can break people. And if it happens over and over again, it can become very wearing and taxing on the body and mind, to the point where you might shut off to protect yourself, or you have no control of it. The body just does it itself. You go into lockdown mode. And from there on then, you might miss out on many things, but it's not your fault. It's because of what other twats have done with time. If you apply it to a case or community, in other ways, you could become hyper alert, hypersensitive, where you might see things which others don't see, which may not be quite there, or how you interpret people's behavior and attitudes. You might jump the gun a little bit. You might become a bit impetuous. You might not think before you speak, but it also ties in line with how things have happened to you previously. That hyper alertness doesn't always mean high accuracy. You might make more mistakes now, but you're not in as much of a strong place as you were previously. So on a smaller scale, if you're applying it to Justin Roy, or maybe to an extent Alicia Lee separately, where they may have come across someone or some people, shared some things, built a rapport with them, then it's backfired, whether it be the other person turned into a snake or an informant. That trust is broken. Then that fear kicks in. Oh shit, what are they going to do with it? What's going to happen now? Does it impact me? Does it impact the case? Does it impact someone I know? And you might become very defensive. You might really need that stability. You might really need that certainty, that comfort in any situation. But the next time you come across someone or some group of individuals, you might be on high alert. You might be a bit snappy. You might have a shorter fuse. You might react in a way that they may feel is unnecessary, but they can't help it, that particular individual. So what may have happened to Justin Roy at some point, if he had been screwed over or if he had been stabbed in the back, that's why when I did the video that I did last night, I wouldn't have complained if Justin Roy had felt that I stabbed him in the back, because of the theme of the video being somewhat negative towards him. But at the end of the day, Justin Roy gave a thumbs up to the video on Facebook. A video that could be interpreted as being negative towards Justin Roy. Justin approved of the video because Justin Roy had reasoning ability and a form of understanding. He acknowledged, indirectly, the level of balance. So when someone like Beth Carr says, oh no, you can't be covering this or you can't be covering that, and if you are, it's going to send people away. It just so happens that the videos that I've done on the horses' mouths or the key people, they actually acknowledge and approve of it in a positive way for most part of it. Even if they might be vulnerable, or even if they might be very defensive at times, somehow they can understand it from my point of view. And that's even more important. And that's good of them to do so, right? And I've made it very clear. It's very interesting, to be honest, how Michelle Brummett and even Robin Willard Bishop said, oh, last night, WarLike Wrath was really biased, or biased to an extent. And yet, you go to a certain part or section of it, I was actually trying to defend Justin Roy or put things into perspective as how it could be interpreted in other ways, being very passionate, overly passionate, which then can lead to complications elsewhere. It's unfortunate. Sometimes if you're too good at something, it can have its own negative counter effects. If you try too hard with some things, that can have its own counter effects. If you're too forceful, if you're too pushy, if you rush someone too much, you might have the energy, you might have the passion, but they may not. They may be a bit behind, they may be a bit slower. They might not be quite in sync at this moment in time. You push, you might not come across them again. you push in terms of not following certain wishes, then bridges break down, then no material comes out, and then it goes very cold and quiet. It's like the Jay Slater case where people kept going on with the parents of Jay Slater and the GoFundMe. Yeah, cover it to an extent, of course, but push too much, you might push them underground, you might never see them again, may never see certain material ever again. That's a problem. So, and it's not the first time. There's been previous points and other themes. I mean, did I ever do coverage on Michael Fay's Kaz or maybe something? And even Michael Fay's Kaz gave a thumbs up. Yeah, it's a key thing. Let me just see if I need to acknowledge any other points, because, you know, sometimes I zone in. Dutton is laughing my ass off. Oh no, don't laugh it off too much. Jan, welcome Jan. Says, to be honest, this case is exhausting. Manipulates people's minds and keeps them in a low vibrational state. Unfortunately, people have turned this case into spectacle, which is not right. Okay. Still okay for time. Maybe 20 more minutes or so. What else did we have, though? A person called Diane, I think that's how you say the name, Diane Hop, says, WarLike Ref knows what he's doing. And that was mentioned in the comment thread. Shout out to Diane Hop, if that's how you say the name. Not come across them before, but, you know, they show reasoning ability. And then, yeah, the other point was treatment. What has the treatment been like when it comes to the light side and the dark side? People may always wonder, what is the dark side? Who is considered the dark side? Not directly based off my interpretation, but what majority of people have said. No offense, as example, Brooke Bounds Carter has been included in the dark side. Maybe Robbie's name has. Of course, probably Stevie Howard, and so on and so on and so on. And then the light side would be like Justin Roy, Michael Fay's Kaz, Kaden Pressy, Alicia Lee, and then the followers and all that. And then you might get, you know, in between, which would be me, I guess, and then some others along the way. I have asked you several times, oh no, what's Coco referring to? Is Coco referring to orders of lip balm or lip gloss? And I've not given any directions where they should go. Shit. First time that you've answered, I've seen, wondering if you ever met Noah. Oh, that must be in response to somebody else. Oops. This is just a zip. I've got to be careful with the zip, because if I do it too much, probably ping off somewhere, because I end up breaking. I broke a few zips in the past, and, you know, some people are not always too happy when zips are broken. Very delicate. Need to be handled with care. Now, have I been treated worse or better in, you know, in terms of the dark and the light side? Yeah. Oh, dark side paying off WarLike Ref. No, not from what I'm aware of. The only thing that I've received from the dark side is, thank you for covering this video. Thank you for doing that great video. Oh my God, saying something like that is such a crime. Oh no, what are we gonna do? See, people that have supported the channel over time will consist of really long-time viewers, which pop in here and there, okay, as we've seen previously. And that's not changed, so credit to those. And then other people as well, from when I started covering the case, who still are about now. I wouldn't say they're from the dark side either. So, depends how people interpret it. Times when I've had issues, whether that be being kicked, blocked, even if it's through a misunderstanding, it's been on the light side. When I've come across people that have tried undermining me or going against me, that's been people from the light side. Now, there was that one time George Choden had a go at me in a very impetuous way, and I think he would be considered as part of the dark side force. So that was just one exception where things didn't quite work out, but it was only like one comment, but still, it happened once, I remembered. not that big of a deal now, not when you compare it to some other stuff. But to be honest, if you've got intelligent people hate me, that channel, and what they've done to me, and then some of the viewers from my channel that have gone over there, like Miriam, and even Tuesday, Michelle Tuesday. Oh, goodness, oh my God. And the way that's gone, bowing down to their master. What is going on? That was a little bit embarrassing. George was a part of the light side, then went dark. Oh, no. See, this is the thing. You know what conspiracy will come out? Brooke Carter. Yeah, Brooke. I don't care if you're betting on horses right now or you're bringing in some camels. You need to listen very close, Brooke, because all kinds of conspiracies can come out. See, the reality is there was once a time that my hair was actually brown, like hazel brown. And then with time, my hair color went dark, pure black, just like my insides. Oh no, does that mean that WarLike Ref has joined the dark side as well? People are going to create some 16-page document, some poetry and memoir biography about what's gone wrong with WarLike Ref, his mind being corrupted by the dark side. No. My hair went dark long before all this, so there's no link. But just as a heads up for anyone wondering, I guess. Just put that on low light for now. See, it's just very interesting how someone like Dina Rose can say a lot, but not show much, but they don't get punished. But then someone like WarLike Ref and what I do, oh, I get punished a lot. Yeah. Weird. Oh yeah, and as for lighting, Sharon, yeah, I mentioned that I had a lampshade laying about. Well, of course, you would know if you've watched the odd video or two, which had major issues with trying to watch it because it kept lagging and freezing. Very disappointed. Very. But yeah. Unfortunately, I think Popsky is not watching right now. Popsky referring to things. What is this? It's a lampshade. And it was a time where I got this stuck on my face. But that was because I was wearing it the wrong, not Chinese, I was wearing it the wrong way around. Not supposed to wear it, but, you know, I'm feeling a little bright. And I put the lampshade on to make myself a little bit dim. Dim myself down a little bit to other people's intelligence levels to try and understand it from their point of view. And is it working? Not quite. I've got the wrong bulb. I'll have to replace that at some point. Just like those shit batteries. Ref, I am laughing my ass off. These people here think I am Vanessa Salazar. And or because y'all have shewed sense of discernment. I mean, maybe it was a misunderstanding, but I do remember that time, Dutton, where you were questioning why I wasn't treating Vanessa properly or something. And I was like, well, why is everyone getting hostile with me? But that was because there was a time of not understanding the full context. But luckily, I kept it formal and did not lose control because, you know, people would, of course, if they're being interrogated all at once. No. Like, if I've got a lampshade on my head right now, I think everything is definitely under control. Oh, there we go. I've put that underneath. There we go. Light my head up. Does it actually work, the lampshade? I think it's painted blue. I'm going to put it down there. No, it's... Why is it not fucking working? No. That was before I knew what she was. Okay, yeah. So the context part, of course. But because I had indirectly, roughly speaking, I had an idea that not everyone may know context. That's why I tried keeping it somewhat controlled. But, you know, still standing, so must be control. You knew what Vanessa was. Okay. So any final thoughts before I probably end the live stream, just because of the timing, because it is a bit late and I need to sleep. It's currently 23:18 military time. So I think the video yesterday was important because it gives a bit of happened in 2024. I think, was it just before that June 2024 interview with the two police guys? If so, you can understand the timeline and the order of how things played out. There were other points of views, like from Justin Roy and the situation there and how things went on. I'll get to that. Jams, what are your ideas for upcoming videos? So maybe I get some smaller clips out the way, maybe 1 or 2 videos here and there. Yeah, 1 or 2 videos here and there. Shorter ones, back to back. Would love to see an autopsy video. I mean, I've done like a video on the autopsy in a way in the past and with the official documents of it, if you haven't seen already. I'll be honest, when it comes to the autopsy stuff and all that wording, which I can't often pronounce, that can get very heavy. But, you know, I know it's important to look at the injuries and the damage to try and understand what could have caused it. But it's also important to try and understand the other areas and environmental factors, like the backstory for how Noah ended up here or there and what direction he was going in. So honestly, I think even before you look at the autopsy report and like double down on it and try and interpret it, we need to fill in the grey areas leading up to Noah's death before even trying to work out what the cause of death was. You need to try and work out maybe the time of death, and then to work out the time of death, before that you need to work out how Noah ended up here or there and what happened in between. What was the last thing to happen, last known contact, last known communication in between, the Snapchats, the post, any other additional videos, to get that timeline in. So there's still like groundwork needed, but arguably in recent time, a 5:27 Snapchat post, a 4:30 Snapchat post coming out all of a sudden now, filling in those grey areas. Maybe with time, if more of that can take place, that'd be interesting. And as well, any mention to Noah Presgrove in white shorts, if on the basis that there is clear, and I mean clear, footage to identify it, regardless of the time, providing it's relevant to the correct year and month at least. Doesn't matter if it dates to Monday or Friday more so, or Saturday or Sunday. If Noah is seen, that's what happened that time when I put it on sideways and then it got stuck on my throat. And I think doing that caused the live stream to freeze for a second, unfortunately, so apologies about that. So, you know, please don't forget that this is about Noah. No, don't worry, I can balance a lampshade on my head whilst talking about the case. What it goes to show is that even a live stream like this, as raw, rugged and bumpy as it was with the disruption and the shit lighting, the shit connections at times, still nailed some points right on the head, on the tip. Been studying autopsy for months. Wow. Mitch says, great live, appreciate that. I will do a countdown shortly as to when I'll end the live stream, okay? But I just wanted to fill some things out. I do have like a notepad with some loose video ideas and stuff. I'll just look at what order it needs to be done in. And then if there's any like dry spells, either I think outside of the box and I do a theory-based video, or cover the Kenny Veach case, that still needs to be acknowledged. Wow, Christy, you've been able to stick about. It's been a long video. You're welcome. It's good that you were present. I know there was no cowbells ringing about, but that's because I'm in a different spot. So I'll probably count down from 15 down to 0, and then I'll hit the end button of the live. So credit to those that have managed to watch, especially those start to finish and people in between that have watched on and off. And there's chances that this live stream, if shared elsewhere, and if people only see certain context and not the full part, you know how it will go. But there's only so much I can do. And that's pretty much it for now. As for the possibilities of people reporting my videos or in the process of trying to do so or getting others to do so, it might become obvious the patterns behind who could be responsible if it's a certain theme. I'm not saying what's recently going on or what could go on in the future links back to the old videos that were reported. That could be by different people. Well, we'll see. Raf, short video just covering the hinge fracture and common causes. Is the hinge fracture different to the scalp being torn? The front or the back? There'll probably be photos somewhere. Could look at that. Oh yeah, shout out to Spencer as well for being present, of course. Jennifer, sorry for repeating, but perhaps he could do this in the next live. Oh, what, the autopsy or something? Oh shit. That's studying and stuff. I think with certain videos that might feel a little bit more technical, I'll probably leave them last so that I can put all my focus into him, if possible. And like the easier videos or the breaking news videos, do them first. So then when I get to the other stuff, which could be a bit more complex, I've got a clearer mind so I can focus in a little bit better. And I think if I can come across those diagrams where it shows the injuries, that could help a lot as well. I think that was on the Daily Mail, but I'll try and get to that at some point if possible, or even look back at my previous video that I may have done at some point. Because, you know, with the grass and the shoelaces, that was quite important, in my opinion, as to how it could have ended up in the shoelaces. Was it because he was dragged at some point by something or someone? Okay, he was found on the highway, but on the road, the hard shoulder. Did his shoes make contact with the grass nearby for the grass to appear in the shoelaces? Or did that happen earlier on when on the property? And why and at what time? Bits and bobs like that. Smaller details can have a lot of meaning behind it. But yeah, shout out to everyone that has watched. I'll count down now, and then that can be it. Turn it off, a little dark. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Oh, we got Missy. Shout out to Missy. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So, are we being hypnotized? Maybe. Well, time to be unhypnotized now. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye and good night for now. Hit that and boom.